Hey, this is Rick with Shooter 1721. You're like, what kind of hand cannon, super cannon you got? Well, this is Mjolnir, FX Impact M3. We have the power block in here. We have the tungsten hammer. We have the 800 millimeter tension barrel on here. We have the GRS bipod on here. Element Optics Titan on top. Yes, loaded for bear. I got this thing only pulling 10 shots right now. You're like, 10 shots? That's right. We're going to Lethal Air Big Boar Hunt down in West Virginia, and we're going to go down there and hunt the elusive Blackbuck. That Blackbuck, I heard, is a ghost. You see him, then you don't. You see him, then you don't, and then sometimes he just disappears. I'm hearing a lot of stories, and I know this animal is probably not very tall at all, not very big. It might be 40 pounds, I think, 50 pounds. But it is a beautiful animal. But I wanted to take a air gun that was very precise shooting. And I thought, well, let's get some slugs for this and see what we can do with this 800 new liner that we have in here for slugs. And I called Pro Slugs up and I said, hey, do you have anything? He says, yeah. He says, I got some 80 grain Terminators. You want to try them? I said, absolutely. So I shot them across the chronograph. I was shooting about 950. And I'm only getting maybe 10 to 12 shots. But that's okay because this is set up for hunting. This is Mjolnir, the Thor's hammer is going to put the hammer. But what I want is knowing I'm only going to shoot 75 yards and in. I want to know that I can make a very precise shot if I have to, if the window closes, because apparently I won't have much time to get a shot on this guy from what I'm hearing. That's a lot of research, that's a lot of talking, but you know what? Let's go over to the bench and see how it shoots these Terminators. One thing I didn't mention, we have the Saber Tactical rail on top, and you can see it's got a level on there, and we can, look at that, we can level this up to where we want our bipod right there. It's just awesome. I love it. 20 MOA built in. Got the Titan on here. Let's take 5 shots at 50 and see what kind of accuracy we're getting out of these Terminators. Boy, they're grouping. They're just shooting. I don't know if the weather with the storm changed, but they're grouping just a hair high. You can see it. I'm going to go a little bit lower. Yeah, that's exactly where I was aiming. That's awesome. Well, you can see how accurate they are at 50. It's a laser beam. That flapper was going every time, except for that one. It came up a little bit, but I think these are, Ryan, I think this is that's a winner, and that's a solid, and I think that's what we need for the Blackbuck. I really don't want to go hollow point. I want to go where we get penetration straight through the animal is what I'm looking for. Hopefully heart, lung, kill shot instant, you know what I mean? So I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's a perfect little round at 950 feet per second. That kind of accuracy. I am pretty happy with that. Those 3 are touching, and then when I moved it down just a little bit, hit exactly where I aimed, and that one's a little high, but that was just me moving around. So, well, you hear that thunder coming? Ay, ay, ay. Let's get this car load up and get the heck on the road. What do you say? It's time to put on the hunt. It's time to go find this Blackbuck. Three and a half hours later, got one glimpse at maybe 100, 130 yards, and we knew we were on the right trail. We knew we were tracking him right. He gave us the slip I don't know how many times. It's like we have a shot, not have a shot, have a shot, not have a shot, and then he just goes. What are we gonna do? This is almost incredible how small of an animal it is, and how it's there and then it's not. It can make it, even with the horns, the size of the horns are, it's just like it just disappears. I said to Ryan, and Chris, Chris, where did it go? He says, I don't know. It was walking right down the trail and then it just disappeared. So we got down to a grove of trees down towards the bottom of a hill. We knew there was a pond up on top of the hill, and we were thinking, it's getting later, and we're thinking that pond is an area for it to get some water, and it's just on the backside of this hill. We thought, all right, let's go set up down these trees and see what happens. All of a sudden, I catch a glimpse about 200 yards out, coming up the trail. It's the blackbuck. There he is. Chris is ranging, says 200, 164. We kind of know that it's out of sight right now, so we make a move, and we move up the tree to tree to tree. And Chris gets off to my left, Ryan's off to my right. I'm at point in the center, rested against the tree, and then we see it even come out in the clearing even further, and we're like, oh my goodness, it's coming right to us. Yeah, how far? How far?
Okay, he's like right. Yeah, I saw him coming.
Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till he comes into the opening.
Hey, he's right there. He's right there.
Okay, I got him.
Path. He's gonna be blocked by that shack.
I got it.
When he comes on the other side of that shack, you got 62 yards.
Okay. I'm gonna pick an opening, Chris. He's walking.
See him.
The window of opportunity for a vital shot is closing, and it just, every time I have a clear shot, I think I do, there's a weed. And finally I pick a spot. If it keeps walking, I can pull the trigger. I'm waiting for Ryan to say rolling, and it means we're focused, inset, and I'm down to almost down to the last second, the last breath of, I got a window this big, and I hear Ryan say R, and I just hear the R, and at that time I squeeze the trigger, and all I see is the blackbuck go. Yeah! Yes! Come on!
Dude, oh my god!
Oh my
gosh, dude. Dude, you freaking anchored him. Oh my god.
The elation, the thrill, the time that was put into this hunt, the adrenaline was so high, your hands are just shaking, because so much went into hunting this down, finding an area, letting it come to us through an area, and hopefully we get a shot. The shot was right about 63, 65 yards, I think, somewhere in between there. And we were using the FX M3 357, and we were using Pro Slugs 80 grain Terminator. When that Terminator hits, it was just like a solid boom, and it just went down. I was like, whew, that was just a great feeling. Wow. All I can say is incredible hunt. Tracked and stalked, and then just was like, okay, let's find an anchor point. Let's find a water source and see what happens here. And then he come out into the opening and start coming down this little draw here. And we were anchored up in the woods there.
You're shooting, Rick. Good freaking shooting. That was awesome. There's a little bit more to the story that we're going to tell.
You going to tell these guys that?
Mind if I tell them?
Yeah, go ahead. You tell your version.
We'll just say, so Rick had a little bit, let's just say nature was calling.
Nature was calling.
Nature was calling, so Rick took a walk down in the path, and I saw that blackbuck running, and I've never seen this man run so fast in my life. Grabs the rifle, gets behind a tree, came around, and just dropped this thing.
Yeah, right in its tracks. I was like, when I got back there, I remember going, I thought I was doing Lamaze or something, you know what I mean, like that. And I was like, well, I got to settle this heart rate down. Boy, did you see that when I squeezed that trigger, all you saw was
I just saw it dropped. It was just a perfect shot.
I mean, that blew right through.
So I was 10 yards behind him. I called out a real quick range shot. I ranged 75. You were at about 65, and you put it right where you needed to put him. So, nice shooting, Rick.
Thanks, man. Chris, what an epic hunt here in West Virginia. Awesome. Mountain Meadows, I mean, that's shot of a lifetime, too.
Well, I mean, just, the FX impact with that power block, knowing now that we can take these medium to the large size game animals with good shot placement.
Yep.
Again, we've been talking about this
Yep.
all week long, like 75, 50 yards
Where
or closer.
were we, 65?
I was at 65 yards.
Okay.
We'll have to pace it back off,
Okay.
but yeah. Man, I ranged it at 75 where I was, but you were 10 yards in front of me, so we'll just call it 65.
Okay.
But man,
What a beautiful animal, though. What a great... And to dispatch them like this,
Just
Chris.
down. Ethical.
We got to do a lot more hunts.
We're going to be doing a lot more of this stuff.
Yes, we are.
FX Impact, M3, Power Block, baby.
Woo!
Woo!
A lot of people to thank in this. We want to thank Lethal Air Chad for inviting us down for the big boar hunt. We want to thank FX USA for putting on the hunt, giving us the opportunity to hunt something as a big game animal, but as elusive as this animal is. Just can't thank John enough from FX USA. Really appreciate you guys for giving it. And I want to thank Pro Slugs for sending those 80 grain Terminators, because I was really thinking, what am I going to use on this hunt? And I really love the accuracy of those, so we can't thank them enough. Pro Slugs, appreciate it. Element Optics for sending the Titan for us. That was awesome. Saber Tactical for sending the rail. So we got the rail set on there with the 20 MOA and the level on the back. I was super. Want to thank GRS too for sending the bipod. We didn't really use it on the hunt, but we used it in getting the gun ready for the hunt. So we really appreciate them too. This is Rick with Shooter 1721. Thanks for watching.
Woo!